I am about ready to move on to my next letter. So, as we talked about before, when we have this overlap, we really want to try to do our next design to be very different in value than the one right next to it. Because this one's light, I'm going to try to choose something that is on the darker side here. What I'm going to go with is right here. Not sure what this one's called. It's pretty interesting. I haven't done this one before. So we're just going to draw a bunch of squares or rectangles, and then we're just drawing lines going towards one another. It looks pretty simple. We'll see how it goes. So I am going to take a bit of an easy way on this one. I'm going to use my shape stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just trace a few rectangles. You do not need a stencil if you do not have one. Just draw your rectangles with your straight edge or your ruler. I just happen to have one, so I am going to go for it. All right, I think that's enough. Maybe one tiny one. Not very good, apparently, at decision making here. I'm gonna make this one a square, though. So I'm gonna do this. And maybe it'll end up being a rectangle as it is, just a smaller one. Okay, time to move on. What I'm gonna do is start drawing some lines from one of these over to another one. So what I want them to do is kind of fan out. So I am going to start making them at a different angle. So you can see that these are not all the same. Parallel is not what we are trying to do. So I have a whole bunch of lines that are close together. And I can tell now already, these are not going to be close enough to have a really dark value here. So I'm going to have to change it up a bit. So I'm going to have to start drawing them closer together right here. So I think I'm going to move on and do some lines, maybe coming out from here. I'm going to try to make them closer together now because I know I'm trying to have a darker value here. Now I have this little area. I'm out of room for sides of my square. So that's when we're just going to take this one and we're just going to keep continuing it down, filling up the rest of the space. And you can see we're starting to get a little bit of a separation on this one. So that is ideal. So let's go down and work on this one too, because we really want that one to be really dark as well. So we want to make sure that they're pretty close together. It's really important to use a straight edge for something like this. As good as you might be at drawing straight lines, you can never draw a perfectly straight line.